If you've ever asked yourself, what size battery do I actually need for my solar setup? You're not alone. This is one of the most confusing parts for beginners. So in this video, I'm going to break it down in a very simple way. We'll first understand the key things that affect battery size, and then we'll actually calculate it step by step using a real example. First, what actually affects battery size? There are four main things you need to know. Number 1. Depth of discharge. This is basically how much of your battery you're allowed to use. Not all batteries are the same. For example, lithium batteries usually let you use around 80 to 90% of their capacity. To keep things safe and realistic, we'll go with 80%. Because in real life, pushing batteries too hard just reduces their lifespan. Number 2. Inverter efficiency. Now remember, your battery stores direct current, but your home appliances run on alternating current. So your inverter converts that power. And during that process, some energy is lost. Even good inverters are not perfect. Most decent ones are around 90% efficient, so we'll use that number. Number 3. Days of autonomy. This one is very important. It simply means how many days you want your system to run without any charging. If you have reliable electricity, maybe 2 to 3 days is fine. But if you live in areas where power outages last longer, going for 5 days gives you much more backup and peace of mind. So in this example, we'll use 5 days. Number 4. Your actual load. This is where everything comes together. You need to know what appliances you're running, how many of them, and for how long each day. And one mistake a lot of people make is they only look at watts. But what really matters is watt-hours, meaning how long you use each device. Let's take a quick example. If a device is rated in amps instead of watts, you can convert it. Just multiply voltage by current. So if something is using 0.5 amps at 110 volts, that gives you 55 watts, roughly around 60 watts. Now let's actually calculate a real setup. We'll start with a laptop. It's rated at 65 watts, and we use it for about 10 hours. So that gives us 65 times 10 equals 650 watt-hours. Next, ceiling fans. We have 3 fans, each using 80 watts. So first, 3 times 80 equals 240 watts. Now multiply by 15 hours of use. 240 times 15 equals 3,600 watt-hours. Now the television, that's 60 watts, running for 5 hours. So, 60 times 5 equals 300 watt-hours. Then we have a refrigerator, rated at 150 watts, and we estimate it runs about 8 hours per day. So, 150 times 8 equals 1,200 watt-hours. And finally, lighting. We've got 5 bulbs, each at 10 watts. So, 5 times 10 equals 50 watts. Used for 10 hours. 50 times 10 equals 500 watt-hours. Now let's add everything up. Laptop, 650. Fans, 3,600. TV, 300. Fridge, 1,200. Lights, 500. Total comes out to 6,250 watt-hours per day. And this number is very important, because everything else depends on this. Now, let's size the battery. First, we multiply by our 5 days of autonomy. 6,250 times 5 equals 31,250 watt-hours. Next, we adjust for battery usage. We divide by 0. 8 depth of discharge. That gives us about 39,000 watt-hours. Then we account for inverter losses. Divide by 0.9. Now we're at roughly 43,300 watt-hours. Now we convert this into amp-hours. Let's assume a 96-volt system. So, 43,300 divided by 96 equals about 451 amp-hours. Since we can't get exact numbers, we round it up. So realistically, you're looking at around 96-volt, 460 amp-hour battery. Now here's the thing. A lot of people want to run everything, fans, fridge, AC, iron, all on a small system. That's where things go wrong, because high-power appliances will massively increase your battery size and cost. A smarter approach is to reduce your load where possible. Even small changes like using efficient appliances can make a big difference. And one more thing. Always leave a little margin in your system. Because in real life, things like heat, wiring losses, and inefficiencies will always affect performance. So yeah, that's how you properly calculate your battery size without guessing. If this helped you out, hit like, and I'll see you in the next one.